Hi guys, so welcome back to learning the Rubik's Cube with Alpine. So today we'll be learning the 2 by 2. So let's jump right into it. So first let's get your hands on a 2 by 2 Rubik's Cube which is shuffled. And let's start. So the first thing we'll be doing is let's take our primary color as white. So let's first find all the white pieces. One is here, one is here, one is here, and the last one is here. So what we'll be doing is we'll be finishing one side as white, and we'll also be making sure that these colors will also be matching. So we'll see what I'm meaning here. So let's first find out two pieces. Let's take these two pieces because this has green and this has green as well. So what we want is basically that these two greens should match and these two whites should match. So we'll this is kind of freestyling only, so you won't have the cube exactly as mine. So what you'd want to do is basically move the pieces around so that we finally get two white pieces joined and two green pieces or whatever color you have. So here we have red here and red here. So again we'll be playing, so if we do get this connected but we find that these two are not matching, so we'll remove this and maybe we'll turn it here at the bottom so that it does not affect these two, and then we get it back up. So again these two get joined. And now for the last piece, there is a quick little trick here. So what we'd want to do is basically we'd move it away from the pocket where we want the piece. We pull this down so that when we connect these two we can put it back up, and it's okay, this is awkward. um, yeah, okay. Yeah, it's not supposed to get solved there, but luck is there. Okay, so we've shuffled it off. So now we have all four sides connected and we've got the first side done. So now we flip the cube so that our solved side is down, and then we move on to the next step. So our next step essentially is to make sure these corners have these two colors plus the opposite color of white, which is yellow. So yellow plus orange and green. So this is a solved corner. On the other side, on the other hand, when we find here is red and blue, whereas it's between red and green. So this is an unsolved corner. So you would want to check for each corner, and what you would want to make sure is that only one corner is solved. So looking here, this one is solved, and blue and orange is solved because it's between blue and orange, whereas this one is not solved because it's green is there but it's between blue and red, and whereas this one is also not solved because there is blue but it's between red and green. So if we have two solved, what you want to do is flip the top once and do the same thing again to find out corners, because having two will not work basically. So here this is not solved, this is not solved because of blue, this is not solved because of orange, but this one is solved because it's red and blue, between red and blue. So there is only one solved corner, whereas there are three unsolved corners. So what you'd want to do is keep the solved corner on your right, and you'd want to do this formula: U R U prime L U R prime U prime L prime. So now you'd want to check for the corners again, and it seems it's still not solved because, oh, never mind, it's solved because orange and blue is between orange and blue, green and orange is between green and orange, green and red is between green and red. So in case your corners are not solved, no worries. Just do the same formula again, and you should get all the corners to be perfect. So now that we've got all the corners right, we'll be moving on to the third and final step actually, which is you just do this neat little formula, but do be careful with it. Do it slowly. So it's R prime D R D prime. R prime D R D prime. You have to stop when your yellow piece goes up. Don't worry about the rest of the cube. And once the yellow piece goes up, you have to turn the top face once, and then you do it again. R prime D R D prime, R prime D, R D prime. Always make sure you do that final D prime, and once the piece comes up, go to the next one by turning the cube, which is again R prime D, R prime R D prime, R prime D, R D prime, R prime D, R D prime, R prime D, R D prime, and then you go to the final one. Don't worry if your first corners itself look like this, then you just have to do this corner, which is R prime D, R D prime, R prime D, R D prime, R prime D, R D prime, prime D, R D prime, and you fix the cube and you've solved your 2 by 2. Yeah, this was the quick little note. Basically, if there are two yellow pieces already on the top, no need to worry. Just keep the unsolved corners on your right and just do the same formula. R prime D, R D prime, R prime D, R D prime, and then move on to the next corner. I'd like the same, and R prime D, R D prime, R prime D, R D prime. You do the same formula and the cube should get solved again. So yeah. So that's how to solve the 2 by 2 using the beginner's method. So hope you guys enjoyed. Hope that was informative. If you guys want to learn it on one-on-one session with me, feel free to ping me on Instagram. I'll put a link in the description as well. So I'm also looking to put a video up on tips and tricks to solve this faster. So do look check out for that. Okay. So yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.